Hey, what's up? It's Napierre back with another video, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I always got to keep it real, and I just want to keep people informed and let y'all know what's going on. So, in case y'all haven't noticed, there's been a large influx of black foreigners that have been put into like really like good positions lately over the last like decade or so, and it's happening more and more. And the reason why they're doing this is because they're basically trying to, and I hate to say it, and y'all don't have to believe this if y'all don't want to, but if you just look around and just see what I'm saying and just pay attention and just start really like observing and really seeing what's going on, y'all will see that this is probably what's going to be happening. They're basically trying to use foreign black interests to replace black Americans. And I believe the number one reason is because they've did too much to black Americans. They don't want to repay anything or be accountable for anything. And a lot of their tricks just simply aren't working anymore. So I think they've just resorted to this. They've done this before. I believe after the civil rights, they brought a bunch of immigrants over and did that to kind of try to cause confusion and hijack that whole situation. And I think they just took it to the limit this time. They paid for a lot of these people to come over here. Like I said, all you have to do is just look around. I mean, the movies. Like, if you see my thumbnail, I got certain people on there. I got like Lupita on there. Lupita literally came over here and did one movie and got an Oscar. Now, you know how insulting that is to people that's been acting all their career, all their life, that have done like Oscar deserving roles. For her just to come over here and do one movie, which I think it was 12 Years a Slave. She was in that, and then she got an Oscar all of a sudden. Like, soon as she came over. Now, she's been in Black Panther, both of them, and numerous other movies. Now, like I try to explain to people, Black Panther, you had Angela Bassett, and I don't know who else from what we would consider, I guess, the FBA background or the Black Americans. I believe her and Michael B. Jordan were probably the only two in there. Everybody else was from somewhere else. Um, Now, I know for a fact that Morris Chestnut could have probably played Prince T'Challa, Wesley Snipes, you know what I'm saying? Different people like this. They could have had the whole cast, but they didn't do that because they're slowly trying to just slick it in on us. You got people like Casanat, where I don't know where he came from. I don't know what he actually does. I know he's a influencer and he's on the internet, but what y'all don't understand is that these people put these people on the internet on purpose. They give them followers. Once y'all see that they got 1 million followers or whatever, which they've probably given these people to make people follow them, because once y'all see that, y'all just gonna assume most people that see people with 1 million followers assume that if they got 1 million followers, is a reason to follow them. If they got this many people follow them, they obviously are doing something or whatever. So they just automatically make you want to follow them. So it's not hard to trick people into this. But all these people that sit on, they've all been caught on tape, on film, talking bad about black Americans, about how we don't have a culture. But all these people continue to live off of it. I was happy when I seen that Shaka Khan made it known that she didn't want Cynthia Erivo playing her in her movie, which it's cool that Shaka Khan spoke up, but at the end of the day, they'll still like try to force Cynthia Erivo to play that role if they really wanted to play it. But like I said, this is all being done to undermine Black America. Most of these people are being put into positions like, I seen like the Somalis. I seen a video of them saying how they're gonna. This one lady, I guess, out there in Minnesota is trying to run for city council, and they were talking on film about how she's going to take somebody Black American's job. This is the mindset of these people. Like, they don't care about what we fought for or what our ancestors fought for, should I say. They don't care about what we're trying to accomplish. All they see is a better life for them. And that's all they care about. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about nothing else. Like, it don't matter to them. They're willing to, and that's why they're doing it, because they understand that it's like we've been in a relationship with like America's like an abusive boyfriend. And anybody that knows about psychology, knows about like abusive boyfriends, if you watch stuff and study like people's behaviors, the thing about abusive boyfriends is once the girl that they're abusing or the woman that they're abusing gets to the point where she starts waking up, or she doesn't want to be abused anymore, or she starts standing up for herself and she starts becoming independent and not attached to these people anymore, What they'll do is they'll find another victim, which y'all call it narcissism, which is funny because the biggest narcissists we live under them. Like America is the biggest narcissist, but what they'll do is they'll find another girl that's just stupid, that don't know no better, that believes what they're saying, and that's basically what they've done with these people. They are the new girlfriend. They are the new black people. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna do. They're using these people to make. That's why I don't watch the new movies. They all suck. Um, the music sucks, and that's half and half. It's because what they're purposely putting out. And then the thing that I don't like is because Black Americans have a way of conveying our pain into art, and for some reason, these other groups of blacks that come from outside of America, I guess don't think they know how to, besides Bob Marley and I wouldn't say Sade is conveying her pain, but I'm saying those are the two most people that I've gravitated towards outside of, as far as music wise, or that had a message that I can agree with, or that that I gravitated to. But these people don't know how to convey their pain into art. What they're doing is they're mimicking our art and trying to recreate what we've already created. People like Burner Boy. A lot of his songs and his hits are based off of songs that were already hits. And this is what they're doing. They're using these people to basically, the songs that we had that were hits, now they're going to be distorted. It was the same thing they did with Lil Nas X. Like, it's all psychology. It's a psychological warfare that they're running on people. And I've been trying to get people to understand that you have to study your enemy. You have to study the people that don't like you to see how far they'll go with stuff and what they'll do. And I think sometimes when you're telling people this stuff, they think you're tripping, but y'all just don't understand how far these people will go with this stuff. They'll spend money. They would do everything to try to undermine Black Americans. And that's what they're basically doing. Like, even some of these crimes with the coach from Michigan, that's not a Black American guy. But see, they'll use those kind of people and put those people up on a platform and use them to add to our crime rate and say, like, oh, this is what Black people are doing. Like I was saying about when I made the video about the P. Diddy thing. They're just basically using all this stuff to try to make it seem like no matter what position Black people are in, it's always going to be chaos, and we can't control ourselves. We're too emotional, or we always got something criminal going on. It never can just be straight up that we're not doing nothing wrong and we're successful and we made this happen. It has to be distorted in some kind of way. So that's why they're doing a lot of this stuff. And I just wanted to explain that to people because I don't think people are really seeing this. But like I said, the movies, the music, like I say, even with political seats, I got a picture in my phone, which I'll show y'all. I don't know if y'all remember when I made the video about Victoria Parks, who was the black lady that was here on the city council, that was on the news. I don't know if y'all remember the Cincinnati brawl and all that, but she was the councilwoman that said they begged for that beat down. And I made a video about her. But I actually it is weird because this always happens to me and I don't know why. But I always for some odd reason, I don't plan any of this stuff, but I just run into people. And I've never met Victoria Parks in my life. I've never known her besides seeing her on the news, but I ran into her in Chipotle a few months back, just randomly, standing right next to her in line. I just had to look at her. I had to double take and just make sure it was her. But I talked to her or whatever, and the girl that took over her job now is, guess what? She's from Africa somewhere. And this is the same girl that was on the news trying to undermine Miss Parks. And when they asked her about the situation, she pretty much just threw her under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they're doing. They don't care. I used to work with Jamaicans. Some of them were cool, but some of them had me in HR one day because they called my phone and threatened me, and I responded to it. Next thing I know, I go back to work. I'm thinking everything cool is over with. Go to work. I'm in HR. I had an Indian manager harass me for 3 years straight. You know what I'm saying? What's so crazy about it is after I quit the job, he got fired. But the whole time that I was there, besides the last 2 years of my time there, that's because I went and told our new GM on him, and he kind of made it stop a little bit. But for my first 3 years there, this dude just harassed the hell out of me. And it was funny because I could tell he wanted to look down on me, but I had 2 jobs at the time. And my second job, I was making more hour than he was at that job being a manager. So it used to really piss him off. And then he would see how much money I would be making. He would try to stop me from making money at work. Just all kind of different kind of things. So, he always had me in some kind of trouble, trying to write me up, taking me to HR. This is how these people view us. So I just wanted to explain that it's the Barack Obama, you know what I mean? The same kind of thing. He never had no intentions on helping anybody Black American, but he's somebody that can use against us. Same thing with Kamala Harris. It's the same thing. And I try to tell people this stuff. Like, there's literally an Indian news channel on YouTube, and they had Kamala's whole Indian family up there with them Indian garbs on and everything. I think her aunt name was Samila or something like that. And I put this on the video a long time ago. But it's the same thing. It's like these people are cosplaying us. And I'm just trying to put this out to the atmosphere and to us because I want y'all to understand this and see what they're doing, because we either have to counter this somehow, or I don't know what we're going to do, because I'm telling y'all, if y'all keep letting this go on and y'all keep supporting these people into these positions, I'm telling you, it's not going to be much less for us to do, because they're putting them, like I said, they're putting them in positions of political power now. And it's just funny, these people aren't, they're not the mayor of India. They're not the mayor of Africa. They're not the mayor of Ghana, Somalia. They're not none of these positions over there where they come from. But they come over here and now they the mayor of Minnesota and they the councilwoman of Cincinnati. If y'all don't see what they doing, I don't know what to tell y'all. Like, but I'm just telling y'all that it's not gonna end well for us. Like, we got to start waking up and seeing what's going on, because I'm telling y'all, these people are the kings and queens of deception, and ain't nobody putting all these people in these positions that Black Americans aren't going to be able to say much, because they're going to go against everything we're talking about. So I just wanted to put this video out there and let y'all know, like I said, you know, just look what I'm saying. Like football, even football, the NFL. I was watching the NFL earlier today before the games even came on. I was looking at the NFL network. You know how they be discussing all the little stuff. They literally had a session on there where they were throwing passes to these kids. And I didn't see one Black American kid out there. I seen people that looked like they was Asian. I seen people that looked like they was Hispanic, stuff like that. But what they're doing now, their main trick is that they'll give these people, well, that's why a lot of them have dreads, because they're trying to hide their features. So they're getting dreadlocks and American hairstyles. That's number one. Number two, they're giving them last names like Johnson, Jackson, you know, different stuff like that. Like, we were laughing because the dude from the Atlanta Falcons, the running back's name is Bijan Robinson. And that's why I'm saying the Robinson. I don't know who names their kid Bijan. Maybe he is Black. But I'm telling you, a lot of these NFL players, they got these Black names, but they're not from America. They're putting up facilities overseas and training these people and teaching them English. And by the time they get over here, they learn how to talk. Idris Elba. I mean, they've been slicking them in on us for a minute now. You know what I mean? They let them play our heroes or our icons in movies and stuff like that. And Idris Elba is a hell of an actor. But I'm just saying, I don't know what happened to Lorenz Tate. There's no reason that he shouldn't be getting no jobs. There's no reason that Morris Chestnut shouldn't be getting jobs. Terrence Howard, Wesley Snipes. There's no reason these people shouldn't be having these jobs. These people didn't lose their acting ability. They didn't like, the problem is that America's looking for cheap labor. And the way that you get cheap labor is to get foreign people to do stuff for cheaper. It's the same thing on DoorDash, Uber, whatever, Grubhub, Uber Eats, whatever it is, they know to get this cheap labor. You know what I'm saying? And they all understand. Like I said, the job I was just telling you about with the Indian guy, same thing. We had way more interns working there than we did have people that was actually from Cincinnati. At first, it started off with people from Cincinnati, but slowly, but gradually, everybody ended up leaving. And now, the last time I was down that way, when the doors opened up and they was getting off work, it was all foreign people. I think it might be one or two Black Americans down there. I don't know how many white Americans are still there in positions of power or working there or whatever. But I'm telling y'all, when I see them getting off work, it was all foreign people, because that's what they want. Everybody's trying to get this cheap labor. You know, the best time in America is when they had slaves, because they didn't have to pay nobody. So now you can't really get slaves, I guess, to that capacity, but you can get it to where you can pay people cheap labor and make this thing still work, and you ain't got to kick out as much. And then when you put the ad in the prison system and all this different stuff, hey, you still making out. So that's why they're doing a lot of this stuff. And like I said, I just wanted to explain it to people because, like I said, I don't think people are paying attention. But like I said, just look around. You know, when Black Panther Part 2 came out, the little girl, well, I ain't gonna say little girl, but the young lady they had playing the American Black girl, me and my son was talking, and he was like, well, I think that girl from here, her name is whatever. We looked her up. I said, look up her parents' name. Look up her parents' name. She's not from here. They just gave her an American name, so we accept her. I could tell how she was acting and how her features looked, but how she was just acting, because sometimes you would go overboard with the extraness of trying to be Black American. You know, they take the stereotype and turn that into acting, and it's not how everybody is. So that's the problem sometimes. That's what gives them away sometimes. It's too much stereotype acting. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to just share that. I don't want to hold y'all long. I know I've been talking for a hot little minute, but I just wanted to just put y'all on to that. And like I said, just start seeing what I'm saying, and you start looking around, because I've been seeing a number of arguments going on between Somalis. This another guy got on my thumbnail to get the glasses on. This dude's named like Frank Zanu or whatever. I've seen him on different things, arguing with people, talking the same ignorance, don't want to hear nothing, whatever. He's been told, whatever stereotypes, that's what he believes. And that's what he's going on these different podcasts and having these debates. And it's like, where did you even come from? What's qualifying all these people to have the ability to talk and be in these positions? Like, what is, like academics, for instance, he has a big platform. What does he even do? He calls, and that's what the insulting part is that they just put DJ on the front of these people's name, and we can supposed to accept them. Like, that's the only thing in our community that holds any weight, is being a DJ. That's not, we don't care about DJs like that. But I ain't never seen him with no turntables. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen, I mean, Vlad claimed he did music. I don't know. I guess no, it'd be a lot of people claiming these titles and they don't do nothing the title says. So I'm just saying, like, it's just, we got to start being smarter about this and stop letting these people run this game on us, because that's basically what they're doing. And I'm telling y'all, they're going to erase us out the picture, and they're going to erase our history and replace it back with these people's fairy tales, and that's going to be the end of us. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. I appreciate y'all for taking out the time to listen to me, and peace out. I'll holler at y'all next time.